1, 2, 1, get it, old son. Well, Daddy was a badass, wore few white trash, never took nobody's lip. He was a honky-tonk dancer, even beat cancer. 40 years smoking, just quit. He had Korean pin-up black ink tattooed forearms from the war. He won a Purple Heart medal, never heard him pedal the killing he did with a core. So they shipped him on home, mind all blown, nightmares about his past. Well, it's a dang good thing Mama met Daddy. His daddy was a badass. You know he was. Well, he met Mama on the dance floor in Deep East Texas. She was the belle of the ball. He had an oil-bearing son, giving him a run for his hand in marriage to call. So I took the rich kid to the back of the bar, threatened him with his life. He said, hey, little girl, your date had to leave. Now you're gonna be my wife. I guess his country charm turned her on as 50 years has passed. Wait a minute. What's going on, old quarter? Are y'all out there? He got the one and only girl in the whole wide world. His daddy was a badass. You know it. Well, Daddy made it out of the willing big patch. Gambling paid for his school. The University of Texas sure got reckless, living on 8-ball pool. He had back room all night poker games, a pistol by a rotary phone. He was a hot tip handicapper on football, never took a student loan. So he passed with honors, selling numbers to everybody in his class. And they drove back home to old East Texas. You know what he was. Here we go. That's it. Us kids, and they built a little house and they started that company. They made drilling bits for the oil rigs and made a shit ton of money. Hired all my uncles and the good old boys back in his roughneck days. Till the shop burned down, lost everything he had, and went their separate ways. So he bought $5,000 and he flew to Vegas and he put it on the red and black. He made 200 G's. He got the business back, y'all. He retired and he sold his business and the kids are up and gone. He said, woman, I just can't sit around here. You know I gotta keep bringing it on. Climbed on his 1963 Panhead Harley Davidson and rode it wide open till the end of the world, off a cliff and into the sun. Now at his funeral, Mama was smiling, said that's the way he should have passed. And a blaze of glory, he was done with the world, y'all. His daddy was a badass. His daddy was a badass. He was. His daddy was a badass. Oh, mighty fine. So good to be back on Galveston Island, close to my bone monsters, right across the bay. So nice. We went out and traveled a bunch, and after the big lockdown, man, we went out and did this book tour for this book that I wrote, and we did 31 cities, and it's just me and Chris Rhodes and our trusty old East Texas hillbilly TM Bearcat's his name, who has a beard about down to here, and he hides all kinds of stuff in that beard. And you're like, hey man, you got a comb on you? Well, sure. Yeah, I left my guitar pick on the RV, no problem.
That's where your slide went to.
Yeah, that's where I lost my slide for the other night for my guitar. I'm fixing to go out to Los Angeles and make a record with Shooter Jennings. And Shooter now is, he doesn't tour as much as he used to because he's become a big Grammy Award-winning producer. But when I met him, he was in 9th grade, and I was playing for his dad in Nashville. And he came to the studio one day, and he had a Marilyn Manson shirt on. And I was like, you into Marilyn Manson? He was like, oh, yeah, man. I was like, cool. And then about 12 years later, he produced Marilyn Manson. And so I called him. I said, you produced that guy, man? He said, yeah, it's kind of a dream come true for you. It's like, when I was in 9th grade, I had a Waylon shirt, so I got to play with your old man. It's kind of a little cooler, but still the same thing. Anyway, I got some new songs I'm going to play tonight. This is a song about a guy named Boyd Elder. And Boyd Elder, I used to hang out in Marfa with Boyd Elder. And all the musicians around Texas and really all over the world knew Boyd Elder. And he looked like Clint Eastwood's stunt double from the spaghetti westerns, right? Like women would meet Boyd and their clothes would just fly off, you know? And he was just this really great character. And he went out to Los Angeles with a guy named Bobby Fuller in the 60s, in the mid-60s. You know, Bobby Fuller, we're breaking rocks in the hot sun. I felt the low and the low one. That guy, right? So Boyd and Bobby went out there, and Bobby became this huge star. And Boyd's just kind of sitting around. He goes out to this Cadillac they had, and he's got all these Longhorn skulls from Marfa that he brought out there. And Dennis Hopper turned him on to acid for the first time. And he got these paint brushes and stuff, and he started painting all these Longhorn skulls. And this was before you could go into any truck stop on I-10 and buy that shit for $20, you know? And so he had this big revelation, Dennis Hopper, oh my God, this is great American art. And he invited the whole Los Angeles intelligentsia, man, Ed Ruscha and the LA Times art critics showed up, and all these middle-aged women from Beverly Hills got out their checkbooks, and he made more money than a show dog could jump over. And he ended up doing the first 3 Eagles records with Henry Diltz, and he ended up doing Graham Parsons and Flying Burrito Brothers. So anyway, I heard that he passed away, and I was like, this guy was such a character. So this is going to be on the next record. I hadn't recorded it yet. This is the ballad of Boyd Elder to my friend Boyd. Boyd Elder was a Lone Star man, painted Longhorn skulls on the man. Kept a house out in Valentine, and he hung out in Marfa when the lights would shine. Well, Boyd liked his silver tequila. The Lost Horn Saloon with Sheila. Said L.A. was so illegal back in the 70s, flying with the Eagles. Come on. Now he's driving through the desert in a Cadillac with a trunk full of longhorn skulls in the back. He's working on a painting, he's working on a buzz. He's loving all the women and he's running from the fuzz. Yeah. Well, now, the cartels had a lot of dough to fill Boyd's skulls with keys or blows. Said they turned him down nearly every time. He just couldn't take the pressure on the borderline, man. And who can blame him? Here we go. Now El Chingadera was a solo show with some high desert art from Presidio. It was one big party. Him and Bobby Fuller, Trans Vegas boys, wasn't no one cooler. Get it? Oh. Boyd Elder was a well-known character from Mexico to the west of America. He'd pick 'em up, Jackie, let 'em go. He said, hey, baby, now, que paso, honey? Boyd Elder was a Lone Star man, painted longhorn skulls on the man, kept the house out in Valentine, and he hung out in Marfa when the lights would shine. Hey, JD, hand me another one of them cold beers back there. Watch that Marlboro, don't burn my velour seats. It's always nice. Isn't this place kind of nice and cleaned up for all you old timers that used to come here and see me and when it was a joint, man? It's kind of nice now, isn't it? Huh? Can I get a little bit more on these monitors, vocals, please, sir? We got some more people in here from sound checks, a little warmer. The bodies are soaking it up. All right, we'd like to dedicate this song to all you recovering Pentecostals in the crowd. I know, pack your bags. We're going on a guilt trip for you Catholics. It's, you know you're from Beaumont when half of your family's Catholic and the other half are Pentecostal. That's a strange situation going on right there, man. I'd like to dedicate this to the brother Venable, who was a tent preacher, a revivalist, as they call him. Ready, 1, 2, get it, old son. Hep, hep. Well, back in them deep piney trees where I was baptized in 73 at the Full Gospel Tabernacle, that's where my chains, honey, came unshackled. Well, they were picking up tongues and handling snakes. It kind of kicked me out, so I made a break. I wound up picking on this old guitar at the Devil's Shoot Joint. Heavily bar, cause I'm a Holy Ghost rock and roller. Spent my life looking over my shoulder. Preachers all keep praying for me. The devil's music gonna set me free. Sunday morning I'm so hungover, I'm a Holy Ghost rock and roller. Well, the charismatic girl's got a holy appearance. After church, she was a Jezebel experience. She never cut her hair but make up on an occasion one scream, trouble, trouble. Hey! So I started making music for the secular party. I got a booking agent named Davis McClarty. He booked me all over this great big world, playing Holy Ghost music for the screaming girls. Come on, Holy Ghost, rock and roller. Spend my life looking over my shoulder. Preachers all keep praying for me. The devil's music gonna set me free. Sunday morning I'm so hungover, I'm a Holy Ghost rock and roller. Yeah, I'm a Holy Ghost rock and roller. Spend my life looking over my shoulder. Preachers all keep praying for me. The devil's music gonna set me free. Well, I'm a Holy Ghost rock and roller. Spend my life looking over my shoulder. Preachers all keep praying for me. The devil's music gonna set me free. Sunday morning I'm so hungover, I'm a Holy Ghost rock and roller. 2, 3, get it. Get a little rowdy up in this joint tonight. As I said before, I'm going to do some new songs for y'all tonight. We just got back from the Outlaw Country Cruise. I'm just waiting for them to do it. Make it easier on me, man. Why don't I have to go drive all the way to Miami or fly to Miami? I'm like, let's do it out of Galveston. Come on. I mean, we'll at least get 96 people on the boat. But, you know, it's always a little crazy doing. My liver's always a little terrified to get on that boat, you know. 2,000 rednecks on them, you know. A boat with no police. No kind of security going on. Just stuck out in the Gulf of Mexico. Hanging out on the edge, you know, with a bunch of dudes named Bubba. Hot boxing Marlboro Reds, trying not to throw them in the sea. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that, am I? Anyway, this sweet girl I know named Shyla, we were old buddies, and she used to tell me all the time when shit got weird in my life, she's like, well, you got an angel in your pocket, you'll be all right. And so she said it to me the other night, and I went back to my room, and I had purposely not gotten any Wi-Fi on my phone. Because it's like, you know, I didn't care, you know, whatever, it's $50. It wasn't the money. I was just like, I'm going to try to get away from my phone for a little bit and just like try to have some real human interaction with people. So I'm sitting in my, you know, that lasted for about, I don't know, 24 hours or something. FOMO was killing me, you know, fear of missing out. But I said, you know, I woke up from this nap, and they had John Prine on the TV, and I love John Prine, and they were talking about him passing away, and I got all, you know, misty-eyed about John Prine. And anyway, I just wrote this song, and it came to me, and I wrote it in like about 10 minutes, and here we go. I got an angel in my pocket, walks around with me all the time. And when the mean old world starts picking on me, my angel starts to shine. A tiny glow from my front pocket in my faded Levi jeans gives me enough strength to make it through damn near anything. And when it shines, 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 Lord, it shines. Well, I picked myself back up more times than I've been knocked down. Broken bones and hearts on motorcycles, riding at the speed of sound. But the angel in my pocket always brings me back to you, where my secrets are safe and the love we make is raw and pure and true. Where you know that I miss you, darling, when I'm gone more than half the time. And at nights when the tears are falling, my pocket shines, shines, shines. Play a little guitar. Well, I hurt myself a million ways, thinking I didn't deserve you. Survived the dark with my angel's light and somehow made it through. But the universe is smiling, it's got other plans for me. Brought you back somewhere between you and me. Well, I know that you miss me, darling, when I'm gone more than half the time. And at night when the tears are falling, well, my pocket shines, shines, shines. Well, my pocket shines, Lord, Lord, it shines. Oh. All right. I'm glad y'all didn't get out your lighters on that, because that is as sentimental as we're going to get tonight. It's all drinking and cheating songs from here out, okay? All you cynical beer drinkers out there. I'd like to say I did import my entire orchestra for you tonight. If you saw the two buses out in front of the Galveston Theater,
The one in the back is mine.
the one in the back is his. All the way from San Antonio, or as the heavy metal guys call it, Man Antonio, because when you go to the show, there's nothing but dudes there. A town that I will drive all the way to just to eat Mexican food. My buddy on the Country Mouse bass, Chris Rhodes, give me my hand. All right. This is a song called I May Have to Do It, but I Don't Have to Like It, man. Ready? 1, 2, and you know what to do. Well, mama said, yes, you got to get out of bed. Drag a comb across your aching head. If you come back, you better bring us some bread. Now cut and fade to red. I may have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, do it, do it. Don't have to like it. What a boss said, Jesse D, you got to punch in by 9. Check everything coming down the line. If you need a break, you better give me a sign, cause I'm going till the sun don't shine. I may have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to like it, don't have to like it. May have to do it, do it, do it. Don't have to like it. Let's play some old lightning licks one time. Well, Aunt Jemima said to Uncle Sam, we're gonna send you off to Afghanistan. Help bring you back on the military plan, and we hope you don't mind the sand. I may have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to leg it, don't have to leg it. May have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to leg it, don't have to leg it. May have to do it, do it, do it. Don't have to leg it. Oh, go, man! 10,000 hours of watching Jerry lead on hee-haw right there. When the doc said, son, you about to run out of time, drinking all that Jim Beam and shine. Stop up and nip under, you'll be fine, and we'll see you in the checkout line. I may have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to leg it, don't have to leg it. May have to do it, may have to do it. Don't have to leg it, don't have to leg it. May have to do it, do it, do it. Don't have to leg it. All right, here we go. This is where I say, may have to do it. You say, may have to do it. And I say, don't have to leg it. And you say, don't have to leg it. And if you want to throw in some Jerry Reed shit, and then go, don't have to leg it, son. All right, I'm not even going to use the microphone because we're having a little dysfunctional family reunion right here tonight. May have to do it. May have to do it. Don't have to leg it. Don't have to leg it. May have to do it. May have to do it. Don't have to leg it. Don't have to leg it. May have to do it. May have to do it. Don't have to leg it. Don't have to leg it. May have to do it. May have to do it. Don't have to leg it. May have to do it, do it, don't have to like it. Once more with feeling, well, I may have to do it. Don't have to like it. May have to do it. Don't have to like it. May have to do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And I don't have to like it, y'all. Thank you. There's the perfect amount of crowd participation. A lot of stuff going on the island tonight. My friend Billy Gibbons was doing some kind of art thing here tonight. His schedule got messy. Did he make it or he didn't make it? Oh, good. Yeah. You mean a rock star was late? Shocking. He was fashionably late, I think is what they call that. That's cool. I heard that. Anyway, his art's running here for like a week or something like on the island. There's going to be something that Billy Gibbons is doing. And I love me some Billy Gibbons. All right, well, let me see. This is another new song I got. A song I wrote at the Lamothe Hotel, which is supposed to be haunted, and it's off Frenchman Street in New Orleans. I don't really go for that whole, I mean, I don't go for the whole ghost thing, but I will tell you, one night in the closet,
What are you trying to say?
I mean, I had been having some drinks. I was out gallivanting around, drinking some of those voodoos. Just a ridiculous amount of sugar. You might as well just like pour a cup of sugar into your bloodstream. But one night there was some jingling jangling going on in the and I was like, what? But I never got up to check it out. So I was like, welcome to the party, dude. It's a true song with. These are all characters that I made up, but it's a good song, and I had been listening to a lot of Townes Van Zandt, which I'm sure we won't get off stage tonight without doing any Townes Van Zandt, since this place is a veritable memorial to Mr. Townes Van Zandt. No pressure, you know, when you're a singer-songwriter to have a memorial of Townes Van Zandt on the left. Yeah, I think I'm behind you, darling, right there on the thing. So if you can, not quite the memorial to the left of me, but just glad to be on the team, Coach. In a burned farmhouse at the end of the road, boarded up and abandoned from a strange episode, haunted by the Underground Railroad. Well, a Creole woman built it, 1863. Her name was Esther Pearl from Port-au-Prince, Haiti. She was a French healer and a voodoo priest. She arrived on the shores of New Orleans, passed as a white woman surrounded by the screams of her family, drug off in chains. But she swore one day she'd head north, make a fortune telling fortunes by a house and a horse, and try to save some souls along the way. Come on. Well, ask the pearl, what you gonna do when they come for your girl, and your bare feet running through the snow. Well, ask the pearl, you're the only light in this dark old world, hunted down and no place left to go. Well, she arrived up Maine in native territory. Local Indian tribe helped ease her story. Gave her meat and skins through the winter for her slaves. Well, she'd had 15 or 20 of them in the cellar of her house. When the men come around, they'd be quiet as a mouse, and she'd sneak them off into Canada in the witching hour. This went on for the year of 1864, till one day there came a knock on her door. White sheets and torches all lit up. Well, they surrounded the house with nails and wire. Man, they locked him inside and they set him on fire, and you could hear him screaming as the smoke filled the sky. Yeah, it did. Well, ask the pearl, what you gonna do when they come for your girl, and your pretty bare feet running through the snow. Well, ask the pearl, you're the only light in this dark old world, hunted down and no place left to go. Hey, it's only a matter of time, well, till we hear them whistles whine across the Mason-Dixon line. Well, it's only a matter of time, yeah. Ask the pearl, what you gonna do when they come for your girl, and your pretty bare feet running through the snow. Well, ask the pearl, You're the only light in this dark world. Honey, down and no place left to go. Honey, no place left to go. No place left to go. Such an uplifting song. You got to tell the truth, though, man. All right, what do we got going here, folks? Let's switch gears. Let's throw this thing down into granny gear and do a little song called I'm at Home Getting Hammered While She's Out Getting Nailed. For you people that have never heard this song before, there is not a cuss word in it. Roger Miller would be impressed that there are no cuss words in this. I don't know if anybody here has ever been to the Turtle Club. I went to the Turtle Club one night for happy hour, and I hung out with these two bubbas who were just hanging out. They were both roofers, and I have no idea how these guys got up on a roof. But there's nobody in there, and it's just me and these two guys, and they're just your classic dudes with the plumber's cracks and the whole thing. Just the whole thing, right? And I'm just sitting there listening to them talk, and the guy goes, "What are you going to do tonight?" And he goes, "I'm going to stay home and get hammered." And he goes, "While your old lady's out getting nailed?" And I had a Shakespearean white trash epiphany. And I ran out to my car and I grabbed a Whataburger bag because it's a music business and it's romantic, right? And I grabbed a black Sharpie and I wrote, "I'm at home getting hammered while she's out getting nailed." And then I put it back on the thing. I was like, and then I walked in through that gravel parking lot and tried to, reap some more brilliant shit from these two idiots that I was hanging out with. I got nothing, right? So I ended up staying from like happy hour to closing. And this buddy of mine calls and says, "Where are you at?" I said, "Dude, I'm at the Turtle Club." And he said, "Well, I'm going to come get you. You sound like you've been drinking. You don't need to drive home." So anyway, the next day, we did the drive of shame. Y'all know that, right? When you got to go back and get your car. Now it's called responsible Ubering. But at the time, it was a sign of unmanliness that you couldn't make it home in your car. But I remember I opened the key and I opened that car and I looked down on the floorboard and I looked at that Whataburger bag and it said, "I'm at home getting hammered while she's out getting nailed." And I was like, that's some pretty genius shit we came up with last night. So I wrote that song. And ended up getting in a movie and did really good for me. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever written in my life. Also the most profitable. There we go. Started off with some Jerry Reed licks for you. We started in the morning, carried well into the night, throwing dirty dishes with all of our might. Sad commentary on a marriage that has failed. I'm at home getting hammered while she's out getting nailed. Police pulled into my trailer park. Domestic violence cost your brother after dark. Hey, it's late night with her boss. She's trying to make a sale. I'm at home getting hammered while she's out getting nailed. my easy chair, watching Jerry Lawler pulling Andy Kaufman's hair. I had a suspicion, so I opened up her mail. I'm at home getting hammered while she's out getting nailed. On the drums and the bass tonight, Chris Rhodes, give him a hand. Did you go to the barber and get your ears lowered? You're looking cleaner than a rope dick dog, son. We're kind of going different ways, aren't we?
You're going to the bar, I'm going to the police force, it looks like, or something.
Well, I'm not going to tell the story tonight, but I will say this song did make me a little cheddar, help put the kid through college, help me buy a house in Austin next to a dentist where I'm not really supposed to be living. He's still not really sure what I do for a living. He's an Aggie. Sometimes I'll be out in the front yard with my Labradors, and he'll walk out there and go, excuse me, JD, exactly what do you really do for a living? I'm thinking, what does he think? I'm like, in the cartel, or is this Breaking Bad, or what does he think?
I don't know, with that haircut.
Come on, you know, we've kind of learned to live together. I was living in a $250 a month garage apartment when I started doing this soundtrack for this movie called The Devil's Rejects that no one in Lionsgate studio, they didn't know what to think about it. And it kind of became a big deal, and I went on to do quite a few movies after that. And I liked hanging out in Los Angeles. It was fun. Things were paid for. I liked it that way. It beats sleeping in a van in Des Moines on a Monday night. So I ended up directing this own movie of mine, and I'd done this film with Malcolm McDowell. You know Malcolm McDowell from, yeah, Clockwork Orange, all that, you know. And I got this script to Malcolm McDowell through Rob Zombie, and I said, hey, man, I got this script. I think I can get some money if I can get you attached to it. And he goes, I'll look at it. And then he called me back like a few hours later, and he said, I'll do the movie. He said, who's directing? I said, I don't know. And he said, why don't you direct it, dear boy? I said, well, I've only directed a few music videos. He's like, surround yourself with good people. You'll do fine, lad. So I ended up directing this movie. And we had Kinky Friedman as the sheriff. Kinky Friedman, a man who still calls me in the middle of the night out of the blue from places like Belgium and said, Jess, if you're ever going to have sex with an animal, make sure it's a horse. That way if things don't work out, you've always got a ride home. And my wife's like, who was that? I'm like, don't worry about it. We had John Doe from X who played the part was originally written for Mike Ness from Social Distortion. But Mike Ness, and I'll do a kind of a little impression of it. He's like, I'm gonna be on tour, man. You should get that John Doe guy. He's a real actor. He was in Roadhouse. And we had a bunch of cool people. We had the singer for Slayer called me while I was on the set, and he goes, hey, man, this is Tom. I'm the singer for Slayer. I live in East Texas now. I hear down the road making a horror movie. I was like, yeah, you want to be in it? He's like, sure. He's like, don't tell the band and don't tell my manager. It was just crazy. The whole thing was insane. We had a huge crew out there. We had a good budget, and we finished the film, and these really uptight, highfalutin people from Los Angeles took it to Cannes Film Festival, and they showed it at the after-hour horror thing, and it sold, which is the hardest part of the whole thing, is selling the damn thing. And I will tell you, they wanted me to make another one right after that, and I could not wait to get back on the band, with the band on the road and get the hell away from all that. So if you're wondering how I can still show up at this little old joint and play for y'all, it's because I made a little ching-a-ling with good old Rob Zombie, and he kind of set me up a little bit, and it made my life a little bit easier. You ready for it? Give me that big turnaround on that part, son. Well, I'm a honky-tonk nighttime man. Lord, I can't stand no light. I'm a honky-tonk nighttime man. Yeah, I can't stand no light. I do my sleeping in the daytime. I do my running around till late tonight. Well, now the moral of the story is sad but true.